Okay, George, you are going to be given 3 questions. Okay, one of them which will be sum to product, another product to sum, and the other power reducing. You have to answer 3 questions in less than 5 minutes. Go.
Okay, our first question is find the exact value of sine pi over 8 and cos pi over 8. So the equation that I will use will be sine u times cos v equals 1 over 2 sine u plus v plus sine u minus v. And then the next thing that we will do is plug them in. So 1/2 sine 7 pi over 8 plus pi over 8 plus sine 7 pi over 8 minus pi over 8. And after that, you're going to add the 7 pi and the 8 pi and subtract the 7 pi from the pi over 8, which you will get 1/2 sine pi, because 7 pi plus pi is 8 pi over 8, which is just pi. And then you'll get sine 6 pi over 8, which that reduces to 3 pi over 4. And then the next thing you would do is find the exact value of those. So you're going to use a unit circle to find these, and you will get 1/2 0, because sine is y, and you get plus square root of 2 over 2, and now you have 1/2 times the square root of 2 over 2, that equals square root of 2 over 4, and that's your exact value. Our next question is find the exact value of sine 17 pi over 12 minus sine 13 pi over 12. The equation that we use is sine u minus sine v equals 2 cos u plus v over 2 and sine u minus v over 2. If we add 17 pi and 13 pi over 12, you will get 30 pi over 12, where that simplifies to 5 pi over 2. And then you do the difference of the angles, so that will equal 4 pi over 12, and that simplifies to pi over 3. So then after that, you have 2 cos 5 pi over 2 times sine pi over 3 over 2. And after this, you do keep change flip, and then you'll get 2 cos 5 pi over 4 times sine pi over 6. And you have to find the points in the unit circle. After finding 5 pi over 4 in a unit circle, it would be 2 cos negative square root of 2 over 2 times sine 1 over 2. So then you'll cancel out these two since they're multiplying, and then you will have negative square root of 2 over 2. And that's our question answer. Is rewrite the following expression without using any powers, and the question we have is sine to the power 4 times 2u, which I can rewrite that as sine squared 2u the whole squared, because it still gives me the fourth power. And the equation will be 1 minus cos 2u divided by 2, which that will equal, in this equation, 1 minus cos 4u, since you're going to double that because it's whole squared, over 2. And this whole thing is squared still. And you can rewrite this equation by 1/2 1 minus cos 4u squared, and then you're going to square this, the 1 over 2, which equaled 1/4, and then you have to FOIL this, so this will be 1 cos 4u times 1 cos 4u, and you're going to FOIL it, and when you FOIL it, you will have 1 minus cosine 4u minus cosine of 4u plus cos squared 4u. And then you're going to have to use another power reducing formula for this one since we don't want the squared, but we're going to combine like terms, which will be 1 minus 2 cos ut plus cos squared u 4u. And now for the cos squared 4u, we're going to use cos squared u equals 1 plus cos 2u over 2. And then you'll plug this back into the equation, which will be 1/4, 1 over 4, 1 minus 2 cos 4u plus 1/2, since it's going to be 1 over 2, 1 plus cosine 8u, since you're going to have to double it, and we have 2 here. So you have to double this since we have 8 here, 4 here, so 4 times 2 is 8. And then you're going to distribute this 1 out, so you will have 1/4 1 minus 2 cos 4u plus 1/2 plus 1/2 cos 8t. And then you're gonna add this 1/2 and this one. So you're gonna have 1/4 3 over 2 minus 2 cos 4u plus 1/2 cos 8u. And you can keep it like this, but if you wanted to take the 1/2 out, it would be 1/4, 1/2, 3, since that's the half of that, minus 4, because half of 4 is -2, cos 4u, and we took the 1/2 out, so we'll be left with cos 8u, and then you're going to multiply the 1/4 over half, and you'll have 1/8, 3 minus 4 cos 4u plus cos 8u, and that will be your answer. You're going to be given a sum and difference formula, double angle and half angle formula. You have less than 5 minutes to complete these questions.
Okay. First, we're going to start with sum and difference formula. We're going to find the exact value of cos 75. Our equation that we're going to use is cos u plus v is equal to cos u cos v minus sine u sine v. And since cos 75 isn't in the unit circle, we're going to be using cos 45 plus 30. And then we're just going to be substituting 45 and 30 and 75. And then after that, we're going to plug it in to this equation right here. So cos 45, which is u, and then cos 30, which is v, minus sine 45 sine 30. And then after that, we're going to go on the unit circle and look where cos is 45, cos 30, sine is 45, and sine is 30. After that, we get square root of 2 over 2, parentheses, square root of 3 over 2, close parentheses, minus square root of 2 over 2, open parentheses, 1 over 2, close parentheses. And then you simplify, and after you simplify, you would get square root of 6 minus square root of 2 over 4. Because 2 times 3 is 6, and 2 times 1 is 2, and then to all of these, 2 times 2 would be the 4, and then 2 times 2 would be 4 again, so then it'd just be a common denominator, and then 6 minus 2, you can't put it together, so you could just leave it like that. Then we're going to do double angle identities. Our equation that we're going to use is cos 4x minus 3 cos 2x is equal to 4. First, you decide which equation you're going to use. I am choosing 2 cos squared u minus 1 since it has cos, and I want to leave everything at cos. And then we're just going to write it down. Is equal to 2 cos minus 1. Okay, right here the 2x is now 2x because whenever you're doing this, whatever's on this side has to be half of what's on this side. So 4x became 2x. And then after that, you have to add the rest of the equation that's up here. So you have 2 cos squared 2x minus 1 minus 3 cos 2x minus 4 is equal to 0. We have to set it to 0. And then after that, you combine like terms. So the negative 4 and the negative 1 would combine. So then you get 2 cos 2x minus 3 cos 2x minus 5 is equal to 0. And after that, you set both of them equal to 0. So you have 2 cos 2x minus 5 equals to 0, and cos 2x plus 1 is equal to 0. And then you solve for both. So we're going to solve 2 cos 2x minus 5 is equal to 0. We do the 5 on both sides, and then you have 2 cos 2x is equal to 5, divide by both sides, and then you have cos 2x is equal to 5 over 2. And 5 over 2 isn't in the unit circle, so this one would be no solutions to that. And then now we're going to solve this one, and then you just subtract the 1 from both sides, and then you get cos 2x is equal to 1, and then after that, okay, so now that we have cos 2x is equal to negative 1, all we have to solve now is for that. So right here, we're going to let cos 2x equal y. And then cos y is going to equal negative 1. So negative 1 is in pi and 3 pi of the unit circle. Okay, so since we found pi and 3 pi off of the unit circle where negative 1 was, we change y back to 2x. So 2x is equal to pi, and then you divide it by 2, and so then you have x is equal to pi over 2. And then you have 2x is equal to 3 pi. You divide both sides by 2. X is going to equal to 3 pi over 2. And then these are your solutions. Now we're going to do half angle identities, and we're going to determine sine, cosine, tangent of 75. And then from the foldable, I got sine u over 2 is equal to plus or minus square root 1 minus cos u over 2. And then since we are doing 75, we have u over 2 is equal to 75. And then we're trying to get rid of the 2, so we multiply both sides by 2. So then we have u is equal to 150. And then we have to plug in 150 into this equation. So what we get is square root of 1 minus cos 150 over 2. And then after that, you go to your unit circle and you go look where cos is 150. And then for that, we get square root 1 plus square root of 3 over 2 over 2. And then you try to find the common denominator, and whenever you find the common denominator, you get 2 plus square root of 3 over 2 over 2. And then after that, you do keep, change, flip, and whenever you do that, you get square root of 2 plus square root of 3 over 2. And then that's your thing for sine. And then now we are going to do cos. And for cos, the equation is cos u over 2 plus or minus square root 1 plus cos u over 2. And whenever you do this, you basically do the same steps that we did before. And so I'm just going to go ahead and write it down. Cos 75 is equal to 150. And then your thing would be cos 150 over 2, which is equal to square root 1 plus cos 150 over 2. And then that'll go to square root 1 minus square root of 3 over 2, because we go to the unit circle and find what cos 150 is. And then after you do the common denominator, you do 2 minus square root of 3 over 2, all of that over 2, keep, change, flip, and then you get square root of 2 minus square root of 3 over 2, and that's going to be your cosine. Now we are doing tangent of 75, and the equation, as always, is tan 150 over 2, which is equal to 1 minus cos 150 sine 150, which is equal to 1 plus square root of 3 over 2, which is 1 over 2, whenever we went to the unit circle, and then 2 plus square root of 3 over 1 over 2, and then that's whenever we did the common denominator, and then 2 plus square root of 3 over 2 over 1 over 2, we keep, change, flip here, and then after we do that, our answer would end up being 2 plus square root of 3.